Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. We have two news to render. This is quite a very interesting one. One has to do with a foremost investigative journalist, David, had some a day ago, about 24, 48 hours ago, actually, had brought out some very strong documents against the government of the country and the Senate, saying that about 1.4 billion naira was approved for the purchase of vehicles for Niger Republic coming from Nigerian budget. Okay, it sparked a lot of reactions where the government have decided to react to that. Okay, we're going to find out if that's fake news or if it is in reality and how they intend to defend that action. Nigerians, of course, have reacted to that as well. And the second news, very quickly, in no particular order, is the fact that a former presidential candidate have warned other presidential aspirants, particularly APC, to be very wary of Peter Obi. In fact, he has the strong words to say about that movement. Okay, let's go straight into the news. Let us start with what the federal government have used to respond to the 1.4 billion naira vehicle purchase allegations made in favor of Niger Republic from Nigeria, where the federal government has justified the approval of the sum of 145 million naira for the purchase of vehicles for the Niger Republic, following the outrage generated by the measure exposed by a popular social media influencer, David Hundayin. On Wednesday, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, argued that even though Nigerians have the right to question President Muhammad Buhari, who approved the purchase, also has the right to make his own assessment on situations and act accordingly. Responding to questions during the post-federal Executive Council meeting, that's FEC meeting, presided over by President Buhari at the presidential villa, Abuja, as at Wednesday, she said Nigeria has a policy of assisting its neighbors to strengthen its capacity to deal with insecurity. The document released by the media influencer showed that the president approved the release of the fund on the 22nd of February this year. My God, a lot of Nigerians are really worried because, hey, ASO is on strike over the issue of funds and they've been shouting, no money, no money, no money. We have been trying to get more funds to be able to support and execute the next budget by virtue of probably borrowing. And Nigerians have been asking, how are we going to continue? And we are being our brother's keeper. Our own charity begins from outside. Wow. Okay, but let's find out really what a presidential aspirant is telling other presidential aspirant about Peter Obi. Former presidential aspirant of ADC, Kingsley Mogholu, on Wednesday morning took to his handle to speak about the 2023 presidential election. According to Kingsley Mogholu, the 2023 presidential election will be the first of its kind where the winner of the election cannot be predicted. Kingsley Mogholu noted that the 2023 presidential election is the first since 1999 that no one can say for sure who is going to win the election. He stated that the balance of four forces represented by the four main candidates is intriguing and well dispersed. Further speaking, Kingsley Mogholu stated that Nigerians should not be fooled by the performance of the Labour Party in the just concluded Osun governorship election. He noted that the movement is more about Peter Obi than Labour Party. These are his words. Wow, this is interesting. Let me quote him word for word. He said, at Atiku, at Official Bat, at Peter Obi, at Kwangwaso, all have strong followership and following for different reasons. If Kwangwaso goes all the way, he will take away a significant vote from APC in the core north, especially northwest. Peter Obi will likely take significant potential of PDP. PDP's vote in Southeast, South-South, and Christian North Central. Don't be fooled by Labour Party's weak performance in Osun State or its evident lack of structure. The movement is more about Peter Obi than Labour Party. Meanwhile, I take that again. Meanwhile, a huge dose of religious sentiment has now been added to the ethnic one with Nigerians' main. Whoops, this is interesting. This is too strong, interesting news. One, it is now clear that all these media mood swing that are giving media and name calling that are giving to Peter Obi, I think already he understands the terrain of politics. And for a while now, this obedient obituary movement has been going on social media, and it looks like some Nigerians also have to react. The likes of the Sam who began this whole movement, have been known to be a bit notorious for doing such. In the days of Jonathan, he also did something similar where he called Jonathan a goat. In fact, he drew a goat and name tagged the goat Jonathan. Quite that's sometime in 2012. Very, very nasty, I must say. And I guess he didn't know that this particular movement is not about Peter Obi really. Unlike Jonathan, where the people wanted to, they've not gotten Nigeria this bad, But right now, it's the people calling for Peter Obi to move in and make the required change. So even if he's going to call out Peter Obi may right, and the funny part is the man sometimes don't used to respond to things like that. It does not even, it's not worthy of response anyway. The obedient movement have said to also call out Sam. In fact, right now, it's not calling Peter Obi to please rein in on his followers online that they are doing all sorts. But hey, you can't do this politics without really name calling. Like Peter Obi will say, this is not a war, it's a race, and relationships are not meant to be destroyed. But the funny part of all this whole thing is the fact that if you see Peter Obi with Atiku, they're great friends. All right, if you see Peter Obi with Bola Tinubu, they will say hello, they greet themselves. But you see the followers trying to behave as if they are Agbero. They're behaving like mushy boys trying to break bottle for what now? And this is just a game, okay? You use your psychology, use your wits, but don't begin to, begin to slander people. It's not nice. You can do your politics without necessarily, name calling and all. But then I want to say kudos to as many who are playing clean politics. But then as the election gets closer and the campaign begins, you're gonna get more worse things, worse things than this. So get ready, whatever camp you belong. But please don't forget, it is not a war. It's all about getting the best, the very best for Nigerians. And I'm sure most Nigerians of conscience will agree with me that only the very best is going to rescue Nigeria. With what we are saying, Nigeria acting big brother when they're home. They said that the Igbos will say that they heard that there was a fire outbreak in Reverend Father's body. You're asking, did he burn his face? Really honestly, it's worrisome. Let's hope that we'll find this whole thing, resolve it before the end. That's going to wrap it up. Let's listen to that conversation. What's the take?